properly execute the standing mountain isometric, we're going to start out with our feet. So we're going to check in on our feet, making sure that we have an equal pressure on the insides, the outsides, and the heel. So we're almost thinking about this upside down triangle that's going to be our point. So it's our first metatarsal, our fifth metatarsal, and the middle of our heel on the back side. Once we have those points established, we're going to create a slight outward rotation. So thinking about spinning the shins outward, it's going to pick up that arch on the inside. From here, we're going to bend our knees ever so slightly. So keeping instead of straight, just a slight bend in the knees. And the next thing that I'm going to think about doing is, instead of having an anteriorly tilted pelvis, I'm going to posteriorly tuck my pelvis. It's going to engage my glutes, keeping that outward rotation, sticking in on those feet. From here, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my navel in and up, and then I'm going to start to outwardly rotate my hands, thinking about palms facing forward, trying to keep them right about at the hips. We don't want to go too far back or too far forward. The only other thing we want to think about in this position is, after we get into that external rotation, pelvis stays tucked, navel's drawn in, we're going to reach that chest forward ever so slightly, and we're going to tuck the chin down, lengthening through the back of the head and the crown. From here, if we feel like we can keep this position, we're going to slowly start to reach our hands back. The big thing we want to think about is not letting the shoulders roll forward, because that's going to defeat the purpose of what we're trying to do. So the main muscles we're accessing here, latissimus dorsi, and the lower fibers of our trapezius. So just to cover this again, checking in on the feet, that triangle position, spinning out the shins, engaging in the glutes, drawing the navel in and up, rotating those palms outward, slight extension through that chest, tucking that chin, lengthening through the crown. From here, if I feel comfortable, keeping my shoulders where they are, I'm going to slowly start to bring my hands back just to where I find that I can keep that shoulder position. If I bring them back and my shoulders start coming forward, I know I've gone too far. So staying just in that line right there, holding for anywhere between 30 to 45 seconds, really trying to check in, am I keeping that navel drawn in? Am I keeping that engagement around my glutes? Am I starting to anteriorly tilt my pelvis? Can I tuck it more? And am I keeping that outward rotation, or am I starting to come in? So that's going to be for the standing mountain exercise.